Hello, I welcome you to yet another awesome tutorial. In today's video, we are going to be looking at the while loop and the do while loop. In our previous code, we looked at another form of a loop, which is called the for loop. And this was our code. We made a multiplication table, and this was it. This code has been uploaded to our GitHub repository. You can check in our playlist for this video, and in the description box, there is a link to the GitHub repository with this code. Let's go to the while loop. The while loop has the following syntax. It begins with a keyword, which is while, and then opening bracket, an expression which will be evaluated. It's known as the test condition, and then we have the body of the while loop. How does it work? It works by, first of all, evaluating the test condition as the first step. If the test condition is true, the body of the while loop will go ahead to be executed. And after executing the body of the while loop, the test condition will be evaluated again. And if it is true, the body of the while loop will be run again. And like this, as long as the test condition is true, the body of the while loop will continuously be run. Let us have a look at it in action. First of all, let us begin by declaring a variable I. Secondly, from what we've seen in the syntax, it begins with the keyword while, and then you have its body. Within these brackets, we put the test condition. Now, let us give this variable I a value 10, and say we want to run the contents of the while loop as long as I is greater than 0. What do you want to run? Let us just print out the current value of I. We shall use a printf statement. So the value of I is I. Let us run this and see what happens. Okay, we forgot about something. Now the value of I is greater than 0, so this one runs and runs continuously. We should be reducing the value of I such that it doesn't become a dead loop. We can reduce the value of I by 1 every time the while loop is run. We can either reduce it this way, or we can simply say I minus minus, the shorthand way. Both of these ways will work, but I usually prefer this one, so I'll use the shorthand one. When we run this, we have this, but it's not so clear, so we can create here a new line character that's more visible. Alright, so we have this output. First of all, in the beginning, the value of I is 10, and continuously it goes on reducing by 1 up to point it's 1. Now, when it is 1, we go ahead to reduce it by 1, it will become 0, right? And since 0 is not greater than 0, that will be evaluated to false. So the body of the while loop will stop executing, and we shall go ahead to run whatever is below the while loop. And since now what is below the while loop is a return statement, that's why our code stops executing and it returns. Great. So this is the while loop. Well, we can do something more about it. What if we put here an equal sign? Can you guess what the final output will be? Let's have a look. Now realize that now it runs from 10 up to 0. That's because at the last point, I will be 0. And since 0 satisfies this condition, it will still be ran. But however, the next time, 0 minus 1, since it evaluates to negative 1, and negative 1 is not greater than 0, this while loop will stop running. This is about the while loop. You can go ahead to play with it and try to think of other conditions and other ways you might use it, and see what you can come out with it. Again, there is another form of looping which is quite similar to the while loop, and it's called the do while loop. What's the do while loop? The do while loop has the following syntax. First of all, we begin with the do keyword, followed by a body. After the body, we have the while keyword with a test condition. How does it work? It works by, first of all, the body is run. In the beginning, the body is first run. And secondly, the test condition is evaluated. What happens here is that regardless of whether the test condition will be true or will be not true, the body will be run first. This means that we are sure that when we use a do while loop, our body will be executed at least once. So when it's run for the first time, the body is executed and then the test condition is evaluated. If the test condition is true, the body is run again. If the test condition is false, the while loop is terminated. We can see it in action too. Let us copy this and put it to the end, and then put a do keyword here. Let us run this and see what happens. Okay, so this is what happens. It begins with 10 and then ends with 0. Well, it looks like there's no much difference between the while loop and the do while loop. But if we try to change the condition here, we know that initially I is 10. How about if we change this, instead of making it greater or equal to 0, let us just make it greater than 10 and see what happens. Run this. When we run this, we see that this body runs for one time, and that is when I is 10. Why? Because in the beginning, like we saw in the way it works, it will first of all run whatever is in the body before evaluating the test condition. If the test condition is true, it will continue running again, and if the test condition is not true, it will terminate. And this is what has happened here. After running the body for one time and then checking if I is greater than 10, of course we know that 10 is equal to 10. And since we are saying that now I, which is 10 greater than 10, will evaluate to false, so the body of this do while loop will not be ran for the second time. We can change this a little bit. Instead of 10, we can write 9 and run this and see what happens. When we run this, it still runs only once, because first of all, initially I is 10. After running this printf statement, we print out that I is 10, we reduce the value of I to 9. And now, since 9 is equal to 9, it's not greater than 9, again this condition is false, so it terminates. How about if we make it 8? Make it 8, we run this again. Now it runs 2 times, so you get the logic. As long as this condition is true, the body will be run again. But first of all, we are sure that when we use a do while loop, our body will run at least one time before the condition is evaluated. And if the condition is evaluated and it's true, the body will continue to be run. And if it's evaluated and it's false, the body will not be run, so the do while loop will terminate. Alright, thanks very much for watching. This has been about the while loop and the do while loop. The code again will be uploaded to the GitHub if you want it, so you can check in the description for the link and you can access the code. See you in the next video and stay tuned.